Men of destiny. What does that mean? It's according to the dictionary, whatever dictionary you might have. If you check in Men of Greatness, it might show, something like a person that's destined for greatness, for big things, men of destiny. It includes both men and women, but saying men and women of destiny sounds a bit, boring. So say men of destiny, like men of honor. Okay, so something like that. So these are people. Okay, so it's been mostly men in the past few thousand years because of this curse right here. They shall rule over you, except some outliers like Cleopatra. Who else? Who else? Deborah in the Bible. Parapapapi. All those people. So, men of destiny. Okay, so I want to ask a question. This is what this video is about. So, why did Jesus spend almost more time, or 50% of his time, with 12 people, and 50% of his time with 4,000? Why did Paul write almost a third or a quarter of his letters to individuals? Timothy, Titus, Philemon, who else? Who else? Just there's some other guy, I think. Yeah. Why? Why was it so important that he highlighted individuals? Because when he left, these individuals would carry on his assignment, not even his assignment, but their own assignment, and they would act as platforms for a certain aspect of society. The Timothy Titus was the spiritual side. Okay, let's go to political. Let's go. And by the way, greatness in the world's eyes is not always greatness in heaven's eyes, because that which is highly esteemed on the earth is usually lowly esteemed in heaven, but not always. People like Cornelius and all those rulers. Okay, so cool. Now, okay, let's go to the political side. Why, if you know the story, did this philosopher called Aristotle spend 50% of his time? Okay, we'll take 50%, let's randomize, let's theorize. So 50% of his time with Alexander the Great. He was called I think he named himself this, Alexander the Great. Why? Why was it so important? See, they divided their time because they knew they could see, Jesus could see. So 12, and the 5,000 people that followed Jesus, and he would spend time with them. 12, 5,000 divided by 12, okay, say that's like 400. Jesus could see 400 people in one person. You could even say more than 400. You say, because he said, greater works shall you do. So he 5,000 following him. So he said, okay, do the math. Let's say like 20,000 Peter, John, 18,000, James, let's say like 23,000. So he focused on those guys because he knew, when I'm gone, I have some seed that's gonna change the world. Changing the world through not, okay, yes, you can give messages to the masses, you can do mechanics for the masses, you can be a doctor for the masses, you can say what? You can create perfume for the masses, clothes for the masses. But what about when you're gone? Is it going to be just you? Isaac Newton said, if I've seen further than others, it is because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. Now, he was talking about reading about people in the past, biographies and their teachings and all that, and what they did, But how many giants would allow you to stand on their shoulders? Would they have the humility, like John the Baptist, to say, okay, I must decrease, I must decrease so much, so he should increase. I should, so because he carried those two disciples, James and John, I believe, and he sent them, John and Andrew, I think, and he sent them to Jesus after holding them, after maturing them. Because John also spent, you could say, 50% with the masses, 50% with these individuals. So it was so important. These few were as important as those. So Jesus, and okay, so hold on. It's not just inborn. Sometimes it's worked through. Sometimes it's gained. This earthly greatness, because okay, Paul said this. He said in Galatians that I went to those who I assumed, who I saw, who I discerned were pillars of the church. So pillars, that is the thing that supports a whole building, carries a whole building. It's doing the heavy lifting. Okay, so he said James, John, and Peter. Peter, James, John. So he said those were pillars. So Jesus says, to those who overcome, I will make you pillars in my house, in the time of the overcomers, which I believe is the time when he's about to arrive and he needs people to overcome, prepare a bride, for him. So overcomers. So some people are born like Paul. Paul was born with it. It's from my mother's womb. God who sanctified me from my mother's womb. Jeremiah from his womb. From his mother's womb. Peter, James, John, all those guys, they were cultivated. They gave up things. If you do not give up your father, mother, brother, sister, house, possessions, and yes, even your own life, you cannot be his disciple. Crazy, man, crazy. So, all those were, you could say, men of destiny. And yeah, so this is that's when you see the whole video. Yeah, so alright. The people that needed this, the people that this was for, it has reached. And I think I'm done. I'll just check my notes real quick. One more thing, one more. I'd add to that is the quote by Da Vinci that says, poor is the people that does not surpass his master. The people. And then you could also say, because this is mainly for those people that are called to mature and nurture those men and women of destiny. So it says, you could also say, poor is the master that suppresses his student, that doesn't nurture, that crushes rather than nurturing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that is finito. Another obvious one was Abraham, because God said, how can I hide this thing from Abraham, seeing he'll become a great nation? So, okay, God also thinks in that way. He thinks, okay, I can worry, I can stress over 1,000, or I can just call one guy close to me and it's all done. If I want all those, I just have to get this guy, boom. That's how the devil thinks as well. He focuses on one, then it's finished. So, seeing he will become a great nation. So he called him close to him and impacted him, built a whole nation that eventually forsook him. What nation was he talking about? He was talking about those who would follow after him by faith, not by flesh. Wow. Incredible, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.